everyone, how are you all? I think you all are fine. So now I'm going to shoot part 2. Now I'm going to shoot part 2 of what chapter? The fundamental unit of life. You all are waiting for the part 2. So today I'm going to shoot part 2. Okay? Now in part 1 I have uploaded the fundamental unit of life. Part 1, it is part 1. Now I'm going to shoot part 2. So in part 1 we have learned so many topics. Yes, am I right? So in part 2 also we are going to learn so many topics. Okay. Now first topic we are going to learn cell wall. What we are going to learn? Cell wall. Cell wall. What do you mean by cell wall? Cell wall is present how it will present? How it will be present? See. So this is nucleus. There are some cell organelles. Okay. So you all know that this is plasma membrane and this fluid like structure is nothing but cytoplasm, and the middle one, main head of the cell is nucleus. Understood? So now outside the plasma membrane, this is there. So this outer part is called cell wall. So cell wall is present in plants, cell wall is present outside the cell membrane, and cell wall is made up of what? Cell wall is made up of cellulose. Cell wall is made up of cellulose. Understood? And it gives strength and support to the plants. Why it will only give strength and support to the plants? Why not humans and animals? Because, for example, we'll take thief. Thief comes to a human, near human. So what human will do? Human will attack the thief or run away from the thief. Whereas animals, if a thief or if a hunter goes to an animal, what animal will do? Animal will kill that thief or run away. Okay. If the thief or if a cutter goes to a plant, what plant will do? Nothing, no option. The plant can't run, or the plant can't kick or kill the thief or cutter. Yes, am I right? So what plants will do? That nothing the plants will do. So that's why cell wall is present in plants. Understood? That's why it gives strength and support to the plants. So the main points you have to remember for the cell wall is present in plants, cell wall is made up of cellulose, and cell wall is present outside the cell membrane, and it gives strength and support to the plants. Understood? This is nothing but cell wall. See, cell wall is present like this outside. It is called cell wall. Understood? Now we are going to discuss plasmolysis. Plasmolysis means what? So, shrinkage of cell membrane away from cell wall is nothing but plasmolysis. It is simple. No need to learn that much of plasmolysis. In shortcut, you can say that shrinkage of cell membrane away from cell wall means it will shrink in shrinkage of cell membrane and it will be away from cell wall is nothing but plasmolysis. Okay. Now we are going to discuss nucleus. Okay. Now we are going to discuss the topic nucleus. Okay. So nucleus, you already know that. What do you mean by nucleus? It is main head of the cell. So I already told you in part 1, but we are going to discuss in detail. We are going to discuss about nucleus. Detail we are going to discuss. Okay. Nucleus is nothing but main head of the cell. And if any cell wanted to do their duty or action, the nucleus will decide whether it should do or not. Because nucleus is main head of the cell. Okay. Nucleus contains nuclear membrane That means double layered membrane with pores. Okay. Nucleus contains what? Nuclear membrane. Nuclear membrane means double layered membrane. Double layered membrane. Double layered membrane with pores. Understood? Double layered membrane with pores. Okay. Now we are going to discuss nucleoplasm. Nucleoplasm means thread-like structure called chromatide. What do you mean by chromatide and chromosomes? The difference between is chromatide is present like this. Chromatide is present like this. Chromatide is present like this. Whereas chromosomes are present like this. Okay. Understood? Chromatide is present like this. Chromosomes are present like this. Okay. Understood? So nucleoplasm means thread-like structure called chromatide. So during cell division, what do you mean by cell division? If one cell is there, it is divided into two or more cells. It is divided into further. Okay? That is nothing but cell division. So during cell division, it will in chromatide, so it will form into chromosomes. Chromosomes means chromosomes, it contains DNA, genetic material or hereditary. Understood? Now we are going to discuss nucleolus. Nucleolus means, so now we are going to discuss nucleolus. Contains RNA. Contains RNA. It helps in protein synthesis. RNA means RNA means ribonucleic acid. Understood? Nucleolus contains RNA. It helps in protein synthesis. This is the detailedly I have explained you nucleus. I have explained you detailedly about nucleus. Understood? This all points, if they ask explain detailedly about nucleus, means you have to write this all points. That time you will get good marks and full marks. Okay? Understood about nucleus? Okay? Now we are going to discuss next topic. Okay? Now we are going to discuss prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. First we'll discuss about prokaryotic cell. Okay? What do you mean by prokaryotic cell? Okay, prokaryotic cell means only unicellular. Only unicellular. Okay, prokaryotic cell means only unicellular is present. Okay, only unicellular and cytoplasm present but cell organelle is absent in this prokaryotic cell. Okay, prokaryotic cell only unicellular and what? Only unicellular and cytoplasm present and cell organelles are absent. So in prokaryotic cell, the cell is small. How much? Small means 1 to 10 mm. 1 to 10 mm. Okay. Generally it is small, 1 to 10 mm. See. So now we'll examples of prokaryotic cell, bacteria, etc. Understood? Bacteria. Example of prokaryotic cell is bacteria, etc. So if they ask write about prokaryotic cell, you have to tell that prokaryotic cell means only unicellular, cytoplasm present but cell organelle is absent and generally small in size. Okay, and example bacteria, etc. And after the small in size 1 to 10 mm. These are the points you have to write when they ask about prokaryotic cell. Okay, now we are going to discuss eukaryotic cell. Okay, going to discuss eukaryotic cell. What do you mean by eukaryotic cell? Opposite of prokaryotic cell. So eukaryotic cell is nothing but always unicellular and multicellular. Okay, And so comparatively large in size. Examples of eukaryotic cell, plant cell and animal cell. Okay, and comparatively large in size. How much? 5 to 100 mm. 5 to 100 mm. This is comparatively large in size. You have to mention this. Okay, and in this cytoplasm present and cell organelle is also present. If they ask write about eukaryotic cell, you have to mention only 5 points. Nothing is there in this. So first point is you have to mention that always unicellular and multicellular and comparatively large in size, and examples of eukaryotic cell are plant cell and animal cell, and large in size 5 to 100 mm, cytoplasm present, even cell organelle is also present. Understood? These are the points you have to mention if they ask about eukaryotic cell. Okay. Now we'll discuss different types of cell organelles. I already explained you about cell organelles in part 1. So there are so many different types of cell organelles are present. So I am going to explain each of them. Okay. So, there are so many different types of cell organelles. So what are those? First one is endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum. Shortcut we can say ER. Shortcut we can say ER. And the second one is Golgi apparatus. Golgi apparatus. And the third one is lysosomes. Lysosomes. And the fourth one is mitochondria. Fourth one is mitochondria. And the fifth one is what? Plastids. Plastids. And the sixth one is vacuoles. And the sixth one is vacuoles. Now we are going to discuss each of them. There are so many different types of cell organelles are there. One is endoplasmic reticulum, shortcut we can say ER, and the second one is Golgi apparatus, and the third one is lysosomes, fourth one is mitochondria, and the fifth one is plastids, and the sixth one is vacuoles. Now we are going to discuss endoplasmic reticulum. Okay. So what do you mean by endoplasmic reticulum? Shortcut we can say ER. So what is endoplasmic reticulum? It is a network of membranes and tubes. It is a network of membranes and tubes. Understood? This is nothing but endoplasmic reticulum. So endoplasmic reticulum categorized into two types. What are those? Categorized into two types. One is rough endoplasmic reticulum. Rough endoplasmic reticulum, and the second one is smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Now we are going to discuss rough endoplasmic reticulum. What do you mean by rough endoplasmic reticulum? Includes ribosomes on their surface. So it helps in protein synthesis. Okay, and it acts as transport medium and site for chemical reactions. This is nothing but rough endoplasmic reticulum. Understood? So now we are going to discuss smooth endoplasmic reticulum is nothing but smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Lipid or fat synthesis takes place in smooth endoplasmic reticulum. This is total about endoplasmic reticulum and their types. Understood? Now we are going to discuss Golgi apparatus, the second one. So now we are going to discuss Golgi apparatus, the second cell organelle. Okay, Golgi apparatus means one person named Camillo Golgi. One person named, what his name? Camillo Golgi. Camillo Golgi. This person has given some basic, what is this about? What is this basic thing he gave about Golgi apparatus? So, Golgi apparatus described by Camillo Golgi. Understood? Described by Camillo Golgi. So, Camillo Golgi, described by Camillo Golgi. Membrane bound, membranes or vesicles which are placed parallel to each other in stacks. Membrane bound membranes or vesicles which are placed parallel to each other in stacks. What are stacks? What do you mean by stacks? Stacks means like books will be there now, one by one, like this. When teacher catches whole books of students now in stacks, so like that it is present. Stacks are nothing but, these are called stacks. These are called stacks, okay? Membrane bound vesicles or membrane bound membranes or vesicles which are placed parallel to each other in stacks is nothing but Golgi apparatus. What function it will do? It modifies, packs, dispatches various substance to other parts of a cell. See, for example, we take mom, okay? We are going to a school. So every day we'll carry our lunch, breakfast. So when mom cooks and packs, she'll packs now in lunch basket. So like that here Golgi apparatus will do the same thing. What it will do? It modifies, packs and dispatches various substances to other parts of a cell. Understood? Now we are going to discuss lysosomes. So what are lysosomes? What do you mean by lysosome first of all? So lysosomes are nothing but if any foreign substance like virus, bacteria enters into a cell, that time it will clean the bacteria, whatever the dust is there, whatever the viruses, whatever the foreign substances are there, when it enters it will clean. So that's why lysosomes are cleansing machine that will, if any foreign substance like virus, bacteria enters into a cell, that time it will clean the cell. Understood? This is nothing but lysosomes. And the main, remember this better. So endoplasmic reticulum produce what it will produce? I told hydrolytic enzyme it will produce. So you may get this doubt. Hydrolytic enzyme means it is a chemical substance called hydrolytic enzyme. It's a chemical name, understood? So endoplasmic reticulum produce hydrolytic enzyme into lysosomes, understood? So lysosomes are also known as suicide bags of a cell. Lysosomes are also known as suicide bags of a cell. Why they are called as suicide bags of a cell? You may get doubt, and in exams also they may ask this question. So that time you have to write that if when a cell is damaged or not working or became old, that time lysosomes will burst. That time lots of hydrolytic enzyme, a chemical substance, will release lots of hydrolytic enzyme is released, and it will break the cell into small pieces, and it will kill the cell by self. It will kill the cell. Okay, cell is killed by itself. Understood? That's why lysosomes are called as suicide bags of a cell. Understood? Now we are going to discuss mitochondria. Next topic we are going to discuss mitochondria. So what do you mean by mitochondria? Now I'm with a new topic called mitochondria. What do you mean by mitochondria? So mitochondria is also known as powerhouse of a cell. Mitochondria is also known as powerhouse of a cell. Powerhouse of a cell. So each energy is produced in each and every cell. Energy is produced in mitochondria. That's why we'll call it as powerhouse of a cell. Understood? And also it is stored and it produces and stored in the form of ATP. ATP is nothing but energy currency of a cell. Energy currency of a cell. It is stored and produces in the form of ATP, energy currency of a cell. Understood? This is all about mitochondria. Mitochondria is nothing but this is what I have explained you just now. Understood? Now we are going to discuss which topic? Plastids. Okay. So one more main important point I have forgot. So in mitochondria has its own DNA genetic material, so it can synthesize the protein itself. Okay, no one will help to mitochondria, so it can synthesize the protein itself. Understood? So now I'll not discuss the plastids, because in next part 3 I'll discuss plastids and vacuoles. That are the both two topics are left. Okay, now I am going to discuss plant cell and animal cell. Okay, plant cell and animal cell. Plant cell and animal cell. So plant cell has cell wall. Okay, plastids are present and bigger vacuole is present. Whereas animal cell plastids are absent and cell wall is now not present, and smaller vacuole is present in animal cell. Understood? What do you mean by vacuole? I told in next part 3 I'll discuss that vacuole. So vacuole is nothing but it stores food. Understood? It stores food is nothing but vacuoles. Okay, this is the differentiate between plant cell and animal cell. Plant cell, I'll repeat again. Plant cell has cell wall. So plant cell has cell wall, plastids are present, bigger vacuole is present in plant cell. And whereas animal cell, plastids are absent, cell wall is not present, and smaller vacuole is present in animal cell. With this we have completed our chapter. We did not complete our chapter, but the part 2 is completed, the fundamental unit of life. In part 3 I am going to show vacuoles, plastids. This both topics are left. Okay, and in part 3 I am going to show this both topics. With this we have completed our topics. Okay, in part 3 I'll meet you again. So bye bye. I think you all understood and enjoyed. You all enjoyed learning with me. Thank you so much for this.